When they say that done is better than perfect, they mean it. Hello, and welcome back to the Once Upon a Trip podcast. If you're new here, my name is Mary Grace Crawford, and I am the host of this show. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is going to be the shortest episode to date, and probably the shortest one in a while. And I can explain. I actually recorded an entire episode for this week. I edited the whole thing, and I listened to it back, and I did not think it was valuable enough to post. So we're going with plan B because now I am limited on time, and this happens to all of us. Many of us are very, very fixated on doing something perfectly as opposed to just throwing something together and getting it done. Especially if you are like me, if you are more of a perfectionist and you really like things to be very, very nitpicky, to the point, detailed, this can be difficult. But I would rather have something short just to make this announcement and to posting something that I don't think will serve you for this week. I am pre-recording this, and as I speak, Marco, who has been gone for 2 weeks in Germany, just landed and is literally en route back to here. If you are watching this, you will be able to see that I have put together a little bit of a spread for Marco when he comes back home. I simply made these Triscuit bites with garlic and herb cream cheese, smoked salmon, and dill spice. And I put a bunch of green grapes in the middle. Marco, I'm sure, is going to have a little bit of a jet lag shock, but I just want to make sure that he has something to eat if he is hungry. Not that that would have been any more useful to your day, but I felt like sharing it because this is all about sharing. It's all about exchanges, right? Feel free to tell me what you had for your meals too. Anyway, like I said, I put a whole episode together talking about a slump that I was in the past week. It was 10 minutes long. I listened to it back and I just didn't find that it would provide enough value for what I would deem acceptable. So I'm not posting that this week. I will instead just be posting this very quick little tidbit. There are definitely some podcast shifts/changes that I would like to dive deeper into next week with Marco here with us. But to keep things simple for this week and to provide some sort of value, I just wanted to share these things that I have been thinking about, and maybe you can apply them to your day and week as well. Again, sometimes done is better than perfect. Being consistent is important, and consistency comes in all sorts of forms. There are just some days when we wake up and we don't want to do anything, and we just don't have that same drive and purpose, and we forget our whys. That is what happened to me over the past several days. I think I was simply just burnt out. I'm still working on that. I hope you are off to a great start this year and you are not burnt out already. Every episode that I put together for you is one that I want to be filled with value or entertainment or tips or random facts. I was in a slump the past several days. I was not motivated. I didn't want to do anything, and I didn't do anything. And it's okay to not do anything sometimes. I think that we, especially as humans, are so hard on ourselves because we have such high expectations for being a certain level or for producing at a certain frequency, at a certain quality. And it can be really easy to forget that rest is essential. Rest is what really revives us in times of burnout and times of just feeling lost and uninspired. My only advice that I am following for myself that I hope you can follow as well, or at least you can implement when you are feeling down, is when you are in a slump, really make an effort to use your social network, and this means your friends, your family, your colleagues, people who give you these positive feelings and happiness and really uplift you. Surround yourself with these people. Dedicate a chunk of your time, of your workday, of your weekend, and share how you're feeling. Share your frustrations. Share your stress at work. Share your stress in your relationship, which I hope you don't have that, but I'm just going to say it. Whatever it is, talk about it and have an outlet and a positive influence and somebody you can really trust and confide in. That is what I did. This past weekend, when I was in a slump, I visited my grandma. And we had a really nice talk, and she made me feel so much better, just in general. And then I saw my dear friend Subi, who I had not seen in 6 months. And just simply seeing these people really brought me so much refreshment that I hadn't realized that I really needed, but it was so beneficial. So when you're in a slump, get outside, go see your people, go do something fun. Get your mind out of the clouds, and I can assure you that at least the next day you will feel more revived than you did that day before when you were really in a slump. There is just something about being surrounded by people, the social aspect of being around other human beings who can really uplift you and make you feel better. There is something about this that no other remedy, no other thing can do for you. There is no other remedy like people. Seriously, it sounds so cliche, but I just thought that I would repeat this because, again, we all get into a slump. We all get unmotivated. And I think, at least for most people, the best cure to our slumpiness, or at least to our not very good mood, is spending time with people who we love, pursuing other hobbies, simply just taking a break, which I did. And if there is anything that you personally do to get out of a slump, to reignite your motivation, to really get yourself back on your 2 feet when you are feeling so down, please share with me, because I think that it's so important to be able to know, okay, I have this ticker file. I can access this whenever I'm feeling down, and I know that I'm going to feel better when I access this. I know that this has nothing to do with travel, has nothing to do with any episodes with Marco. I'm completely aware of that. I just thought that I would share what I at least am currently going through, because I'm sure that you have moments in your life when you experience this as well. So please feel free to share again how you're feeling. If you are in a slump often, I hope not, and what you do to combat this. That is all that I'm going to leave you with for this very short episode. My plan is to be back next week with Marco. We have some plans that are in the making that I will announce later. But spoiler alert, I plan on focusing future episodes much more with Marco, Europe, and America comparisons, as opposed to just my young, crazy travel stories and me being naive and single and blah, 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 for future reference. For now, though, I wish you a wonderful week ahead. Good luck to you. Happy vibes, good vibes. Stay warm if you're in a freaking cold place, which most of us are in. And I will see you next week for another fun, adventurous trip of an episode. I am sending lots of love to you this week.